biggest difference, certainly in the age. Dennis Andries, claiming to be 35 by his own admission, may be closer to 40 years old. At ringside for this afternoon's fight, there is the undisputed world heavyweight champion, Mike Tyson. He's getting ready for his fight coming up in July against Carl Williams. The rules for today, the scoring will be on the 10-point must system. The 3 knockdown rule is not in effect. Neither is the standing 8, and a fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. There's our referee for today, Joe Cortez from New Jersey. And we're ready to get this on. Our 3 scoring judges today, by the way, Richard Murray, Arsenio Garcia, and Ismael Quinones. Round 1 underway. Dennis Andries in the gold trunks. Jeff Harding, the challenger from Australia, wearing the black.
Dennis Andries is traditionally a slow starter, but he's picked up the pace, his normal pace, a little bit here, and I think that's smart. I don't think he wants this kid to get any confidence. I think he wants to try to jump right on him, drain him of confidence, and not let him into this fight.
Good left jab by Harding, who told us ahead of time that was his plan. He wanted to hide behind that jab. He wants to stay behind it until he figures out. Dennis Andries, certainly the stiffest competition Jeff Harding has ever seen.
The word that used to be synonymous with Dennis Andries was awkward. I mean, he was a very crude, awkward guy, but he has, at the advanced stages of his career, in his middle or late 30s, refined himself. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Emmanuel Stewart says when Dennis Andries got to the Kronk gym in Detroit, he didn't know any tricks. He had to teach them.
Alex wouldn't know a good word to describe Andries. Be relentless. He just beats on you and beats on you.
Yeah, he is prepared to do whatever's necessary to win. He'll just keep coming back at you. He has tremendous resiliency. And so does Jeff Harding. I mean, to this date, so far in his career, against the opponents that he's faced, he has shown the ability to take punishment, come back also.
He is not the type of fighter, talking about Harding, who's going to score much going backwards. He's a typical Australian fighter in that respect. He's going to move forward and try to take the offensive. Dennis Andries, though, not an opponent used to going backwards. So
no, neither man.
This
right.
will be fought in the middle of the ring, I would suspect.
Right.
Good jabs by Harding, but good work to the body by Andries. Left and right combinations to the ribs.
You know, it's ironic. Both these men, if you had to find a fault with them, the most glaring thing has been that they good body shot there by Harding. Very good. Both men have had defensive liabilities. They've been wide open and easy to hit.
A good right from Andries, found home, and you saw it snap the head of Harding back. And now it's Jeff Harding up against the ropes.
The point I was making about defense, both men are concentrating at times on holding their hands up much higher than normal. Ooh, there's a cut on the left eye, an abrasion or a cut in the left eye of the challenger Harding.
By the amount of redness, and a solid right from Andries landed on that eye, and it has opened it up.
It also buckled the legs of Jeff Harding.
A lot of punches from both fighters have landed. There's another left to the ear of Harding. These two fighters have taken a toll on each other already here in the first round.
Bobby, we got... Him more mentally than physically.
The bell just sounds and round 2 is underway, and Alex, between rounds we could see that cut is more to the side of Jeff Harding's eye.
Right, it may bother him more mentally than physically. I don't think it's going to obscure his vision, but it's a tough thing to go in trying for your world title and get busted up in the first round.
The way these two are landing punches in the first round, you have to wonder if they can do that to each other over the course of 12.
Not
a
at
lot
that
of
pace.
solid blows.
Yeah, not at that pace, they can't. Right now, Dennis Andries is backing up much more than he did in the first round. He's giving more ground.
Oh, good right, and then two lefts by Dennis Andries.
That might have looked like a somewhat wild overhand right by Andries, but that's a straight right compared to what he used to do. He used to really wing his punches. He has been working hard to shorten them up.
Oh, and another right, followed by a right, both landing to Harding, but still neither one of those punches rocked him backwards.
I'll tell you something. Jeff Harding may not yet be a world-class fighter, but he has a world-class chin. I mean, he's taken some solid shots right on the button. He did buck a little bit once in the first round, but he's still in there winging. He's a tough kid.
And he, in turn, Alex, has landed some solid blows to the body on Andries. Neither one of these two fighters using their bicycle here today. I think they're on the rack.
Yeah, no, this is a definite phone booth fight.
This could be fought in an 8-foot ring. Action here in the second round from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Almost a low blow by Harding, very close.
Dennis thinks you can lose the almost.
Oh, and another right finds the chin of Harding. And Dennis Andries swinging that right, the left lands, and Jeff Harding up against the ropes. And Alex, your point I think is well made. That right looks like it's wild, but it's going right where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, and Harding also is not a good enough fighter to get out of the way of it. He's been able in his 14 pro fights to date to get by on toughness. He can take two punches to land his one because his one has always been stronger, but now he's in with a guy who's as strong as he is.
You heard Joe Cortez, the referee, telling Harding to work off the ropes. Just don't stay there. Neither fighter giving any ground, but up to this point, it's been Jeff Harding who's been absorbing most of the heavy blows, the majority.
Dan, a lot of fighters will get discouraged when they hit a man with as many good punches as Dennis Andries has hit Harding with and haven't had him go down. But Dennis Andries does not discourage easily.
Coming to the end of the second round. Rock'em sock'em.
Good. It is. It's a real good fight.
Can't hear anything. There I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're having major audio problem. Bob, you got to speak very loudly. You're breaking up horribly.
Ted Williams.
Do you see Ted Williams over there? This is action in the third round that just got started. Dennis Andries, the champion, in the gold trunks. And he has been landing some rockets to Jeff Harding's face and body. But, Alex, you made the point about Harding having a world-class chin. At least to this point, it looks like he does.
He also has got a good cut, man. That cut was not a problem in round two. And you wouldn't know it's there as round three starts.
The one thing we know for sure about Jeff Harding, who fights in the same stable with Jeff Fennick, the WBC featherweight champion, is that Johnny Lewis, the trainer, does one thing with his fighters. They are relentless and they are in shape. They could go 20 and 30 rounds. At least that's the impression they give you.
He also likes to emphasize body punching. Harding just landed two solid blows, one with each hand to the body. We now see a little bit of blood from the nose of Jeff Harding.
I think, did I call Fennick the featherweight champ? If I did, he's the lightweight champ. I'm not sure what I said. Jeff Fennick, long side at ringside, sitting next to Mike Tyson.
No, you were right the first time. He's retired now, but he was the featherweight champion.
Well, sooner or later, I'll get it. Oh, a good right. A good contingent has come up from Australia. There's a look at Fennick right next to Mike Tyson,
Yeah,
rooting.
who's that guy sitting next to Jeff Fennick?
Yeah,
Since he retired because of bad hands a few months ago, Jeff Fennick looks like he'd have trouble making the middleweight limit right now.
he does look big. Jeff Harding in only his 15th professional fight.
And
Staying right in the center of the ring. He's not going anywhere.
And right now, Dennis Andries seems to be loading up a little bit more. He seems to be looking for a little bit of air. I think Jeff Harding would do very well to try to jump on Dennis Andries right now, not let him catch his breath. Of course, you say that, and you always wonder if Harding needs the breather as well.
Two good shots to the body by Andres.
Yeah, you see it?
And in turn, Harding counters. Good work inside by Jeff Harding. Oh, and a solid right uppercut from Andres. Got between the gloves.
Neither man has any ability to slip a punch. They either try, their defense is either to hold their hands up in front of their face, or that's all they have. They really just don't throw punches.
The end of round 3.
You know, that might have been Harding.
You got to start throwing some more punches, particularly the jab. Just a little short jab, but keep driving it inside. You got to slow this man down to get a little respect and make him back up. Don't back up. It's very important that you don't back up. Just relax.
How you doing, man?
All right.
Okay, let's look like we all right. Let's get on out of here. I ain't in your class.
Okay? This round we're going to win, and your mind keep up with winning this round, okay? Winning this round, okay? I got it.
Beginning of the 4th round. And Alex, here in the beginning of the 4th round, as we look back at round number 3, one of those rounds very difficult to score. That's one of those easily could go to either fighter.
Well, Andres was so dominant, not so dominant, but dominated the first 2 that you kind of look for the other guy to, ooh, just missed. You look for the other guy to make a move, and Harding definitely made a move in that round. May have been even. Harding might have won it just barely, but it was a round in which he got a little bit back into the fight. And you could sense the concern in Andres' corner in between rounds. Emmanuel Stewart telling Dennis, you can't back up and you have to throw more punches. You have to get his respect. Right now, Harding's been hit with a lot of heavy punches, but he has no respect yet for Dennis Andries.
We mentioned Dennis Andries was living in London, but came to Detroit to work under that man, Emmanuel Stewart, the patriarch of the Kronk Gymnasium in Detroit, one of boxing's more fabled gyms. And these two are just trading some heavy-duty artillery.
Very, very few jabs. Both men say they like the jab. Dennis Andries trying to develop one late in his career. There they both tried him.
Oh, and a solid right from Andres to the ribs of Harding.
And a good inside left with it, too, Dan. Ooh.
Again, an uppercut from Andres, and then he backs out and follows it with a right. Oh, and a solid combination left and right from Andres, but Harding just takes it and doesn't move back.
And keeps coming back.
You have to wonder what Jeff Hardy could do for training, Alex, to prepare himself for this kind of punishment in the ring.
He could hit walls with his chin, I guess. He is getting wrapped with huge power punches.
And every time he gets hit with those big punches from Andres, he doesn't back up. He comes and counters on a good right, and that caught Harding's attention. Another right from Andres scores. That hit glove.
The left eye of Jeff Harding is no longer bleeding, but it is swelling a little bit. Oh.
And another right to the hairline, followed by a left. And right about now, you'd have to think Dennis Andries is saying to himself, my God, what do I have to hit this guy with?
Yeah. I think he's reaching a stage where if this kid doesn't have the effect of his punch, show the effect of the punches soon, Dennis will get discouraged.
It's been fast and furious. The fourth round is coming to a close here in Atlantic City. Stay with us.
You're doing now. Keep letting the right hands go. You understand? Okay. The man is easy to get hit with right hands. You're going to have to just keep hitting them with it. Okay? Regardless of what, we may be taking them, but keep pouring them on there, okay? Nobody going to take them but so long. Just cool off. And every now and then you might with the left hook. Okay. How you feeling? Okay. You okay? Don't get back there. Deep breath. Cool off. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Water. Just water. Just water. Just water. Okay. Close your mouth. Swallow that. So.
Oh, yeah.
Keep throwing them right hands. Keep letting the right hands go.
This is the beginning of round number 5. Dennis Andries, the champion, in the gold. Jeff Harding, his challenger, wearing the black. There we go. And Jeff Harding, to this point, has shown that he can take a lot of punishment, illustrated there by that right-left combination from Andries.
Emmanuel Stewart told Dennis in the corner in between rounds, keep throwing that right hand. He can hit him with it, and no man can take that punch for long.
Jeff Harding has not only taken it, but he's also countered with good punches of his own, and there goes Harding down.
2, 3, 4,
And Jeff Harding getting up with a smile on his face, and Alex, a mystery blow. I didn't really see a big enough punch to drop him after what he's taken.
We'll wait and see the replay on that. I didn't either. He's obviously not hurt.